Now, Wednesday marks 1 year since a gunman killed 19 children and 2 teachers inside a classroom in Uvalde, Texas. The shooting was the deadliest in the state's history, and a criminal investigation is still ongoing of the slow response by law enforcement. Our North America correspondent Will Grant first reported from the scene of the massacre last year and has gone back to revisit the parents of a 10-year-old little girl who was killed. Just a warning, some viewers may find this report distressing.
We wanted to make this room Alithia's room.
Alicia Ramirez's parents are recreating her old bedroom in their new home. Such was the pain of living in Uvalde, the city where she was murdered in her classroom a year ago with 18 classmates and 2 teachers. They decided to move away.
This is our reality, and we're going to be carrying this for the rest of our lives.
The memories of their vivacious daughter are everywhere, and anything can transport them to that awful, heartbreaking day.
Just hearing an ambulance, anything with sirens, is just school buses, kind of just triggers us sometimes, where it just brings us back to that day where we're trying to figure out where's Alithia.
But beyond the crippling grief, their main emotion is anger. They're furious that, as this body cam footage shows, 376 heavily armed law enforcement officers waited in the hallway outside Alithia's classroom while the gunman was inside murdering children. Worst of all, children inside the classroom had called 911 and were on the phone to police dispatch.
Please hurry, there's a lot of dead bodies. Please help.
77 minutes passed before they breached the door and neutralized him.
Just right now talking about it, it's just my blood just boils.
Because they would have been here if they did something. They would have. Makes me so mad that they were just crying and screaming while they were out there. Like, just knowing that Alithia's just there and just like mommy and daddy, like they just want help. They just want to get out of there, and they just didn't seem to care.
The failings of that day have been described in an interim report as egregiously poor decision-making. The families are still waiting for answers and accountability.
Do you feel, Mayor, that anyone will ever be held accountable for the mistakes that were made a year ago?
It's been a bunch of BS, and we've been a year, and we're still waiting for answers that we are. And as soon as we have our report, which should have been done, but it's not, then I can promise you whatever action that we need to take, we will take.
The town's memorial was put up in the wake of the attack when there was no space for more flowers at the school. A year on, it's a constant reminder that Uvalde has been through the worst possible experience in modern America. Children torn from their parents by a lone gunman, one ordinary day at school. Will Grant, BBC News, Uvalde.